Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to go over the org-wide default settings in Salesforce and also go over how to set them up. So to navigate to the org-wide default settings from setup, we'll type in the quick find box, sharing settings, and then click on that. From here, this page shows you all the sharing settings. So if we scroll down, you'll see it's more than just org-wide defaults, but we're just concerned with org-wide defaults at the top. So as you can see, there's a list of objects that are most commonly used. And if we scroll down, the rest are in alphabetical order. So there are a few things I want to point out. First, the grant access using hierarchies checkbox. This is related to the role hierarchy in Salesforce. If this box is checked, this allows users to have access to data owned by or shared with their subordinates in the hierarchy. Subordinates being any user that's below them in the role hierarchy. Outside of grant access using hierarchies, another thing I wanted to point out is that you can set the default internal access and default external access. Internal access is really just anyone that works for your company that's in your org, and external access being customers, prospects, or any other stakeholder that doesn't work for your company that you want to grant some kind of access to your Salesforce org. I'm going to go ahead and click the edit button so we can view more of the options that we have to select from. So if we start at the top, we have leads, which right now are on public read, write, and transfer. If private was selected, users would only be able to see the leads that they own, and also whoever's below them in the role hierarchy if the grant access using hierarchies is checked off. Public read only means that a user can see any lead that they would like, but only can view it. Public read write means that a user can not only see every lead, but also can make edits to any lead record. Public read write transfer means that in addition to viewing and editing a lead record, a user can also transfer the ownership of a lead to another user. I'm going to change this to private and then click OK. Not all objects have the same access options to select from. If we look at contact, it says it's controlled by parent. This option wasn't available for the lead object. That's because the data model in Salesforce is set up where there are different relationships between objects. There are objects that have a parent-child or a master detail relationship. For the contact object, the parent object in Salesforce is the account object. So if we select controlled by parent, this means that the contact object will inherit whatever we select for the account object. Another example of an object having different options to select from is the opportunity object. If we click on that, you can see we only have three: private, public read only, public read write. There are only a couple objects that we can transfer, the lead being one, and the opportunity object isn't one of them. We're going to go ahead and keep this on private. One thing that I wanted to point out that is extremely important for you to understand for the exam is the private setting. Setting an org-wide default to private for any of these objects ensures that the data visibility is restricted at the base level for all users. This is important to understand because org-wide defaults are the only way you can restrict access to records in Salesforce. All other security mechanisms in Salesforce, such as role hierarchy, sharing rules, permission sets, team access, they're all used to open up access when the org-wide default is set to private. So you may get a question where it asks you what you can do as an admin to restrict or open up access. Just remember that org-wide defaults are the only way that you can restrict record access in Salesforce. If you can remember that, you'll be well prepared for the exam. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Click OK. So depending how large your org is, you'll see that it says one or more sharing options has been initiated. If you were to change the default access from public to private or private to public, your org's going to have to process that change for all of the records. You can go to background jobs to monitor the progress of this change. That's all I have for this video. I highly encourage you to go to sharing settings yourself and look at all the various options for each of the objects. If you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate if you give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Thank you all for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.